Last time we were working on dribbling and using our finger pads and kind of trying to keep the ball about waist high. And today we're going to do some stuff similar, but we're going to need a ball. Obviously something smaller that works inside is best. If you're using a basketball, you're probably going to have to do it outside. So today we're going to start with something a little bit different. You're still going to use your finger pads to move the ball, but we're not going to dribble to start out right away. What you're going to want to do is find some objects that you can set on the ground and maneuver around or move around. So I grabbed some small stuff. You can use whatever you have around your house. So I'm using just one hand to move the ball around the objects. I want to make sure that I stay low and use just one hand. Last time we were dribbling, we were using one hand to start, and then we practiced with the other hand. So when we were dribbling though, we wanted to use our finger pads to really push down the ball. Our wrist and our elbow did most of the work, and we only let the ball come up about waist high. So this time we're going to start out dribbling with just one hand again. So I'm dribbling with just one hand about waist high, pushing down with my finger pads using my elbow. Right now I look like I'm looking at the ball quite a bit, but that's okay. Then I'm going to challenge myself and switch to every other hand is different. After I've done that for about 10 dribbles, I'm now going to switch to just my other hand. So this hand is the one that I struggle with the most, so it's going to take a lot more practice. So I do about 10 more dribbles with my least favorite hand. So now we're going to be dribbling around in general space. When I'm dribbling around in general space, it's the same kind of rules. I'm still using my finger pads, using my wrist and my elbow to really push the ball down. The ball gets about waist high before I make contact with it again, but I really got to push it down. Now the other thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to actually have your eyes kind of glancing up to see where you're going. So my general space is an empty room, but yours might be a hallway. Something where there's a big area or a longer area where you can take a couple of steps without running into anything. The most important thing while you're dribbling and moving is to make sure that you're kind of glancing up, looking where you're going. Hard to see with my eyes right now. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Partway through, I start switching which hand I'm dribbling with to give myself a little bit of a challenge. So behind me, I've set up a couple of obstacles around the room to try to avoid while I'm dribbling. So the thing is that when I'm dribbling, I can use one hand while I dribble, but it might make sense that I switch which hand that I'm dribbling with. So let's see how this looks. One of the things I try to do when I'm dribbling around an object, I pretend it's a person. So if I want to have my ball, I want to make sure I kind of keep it away from the object that I could potentially hit with it. So if the object that I'm staying away from is on this side, I would try to dribble with the ball on this hand. If the object I'm staying away from is on this side, I would probably dribble with this hand then. So to recap, one of the things I want you to try to do is to be moving a ball around with a ball on the ground and just use one hand to move it while it rolls on the ground. Then you're going to try to challenge yourself with some of the things that we did the last time, where you're dribbling with one hand, maybe you dribble with the other hand, maybe you end up switching back and forth, but always remember that you can't push the ball down with both hands at the same time. You got to choose one or the other. Now, as you are dribbling, try to start moving around a space, maybe find an empty hallway to dribble down, and then finally add some obstacles. Now to really challenge yourself, try to switch it so that the ball is far away from the obstacle. Think about it as if that object was really close to the ball, it might knock it away. So maybe I want to keep the ball far away. And that'll get you ready for some dribbling when you're dribbling with other people trying to take the ball from you.